What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and this Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys will face off versus the Baltimore Ravens. And to be honest with you guys, this is going to be a playoff type battle. Both teams are coming in with things to prove, right? The Baltimore Ravens, they're currently 0-2. The Dallas Cowboys just got embarrassed at home. So they want to show to the NFL that they are Super Bowl contenders. Now, your boy will be in the building. I will be in Dallas tomorrow. If you're in Dallas, pull up to Playmakers. A lot of us are going to be out there, Playmakers. Salute to Michael Irvin out there. So we're going to be out there, but I'll also be out there tailgating. Y'all know my tailgating spot every Sunday for the Dallas Cowboys home games. But like I said, this will be a tough matchup. So let's go ahead and get into some of the notes and nuggets from the scouting report for this week. Now, the very first thing that we have to pay attention to is Mike McCarthy is going against a very young defensive coordinator in Zach Orr. This is going to be his first year as a defensive coordinator. I think he came from Jacksonville, but he is only 32 years old. So, Mike, you've been around the league a long time. You didn't coach Brett Favre and Joe Montana to Aaron Rodgers. You need to really take this young kid to the woodshed and show him what's up. You can't go out there with this stale play calling and allow this young defensive coordinator to get the best of you. But also, when you look at the offensive side of the ball for the Baltimore Ravens, they have the offensive coordinator in Todd Monken. He came from Tampa. I believe he was in Cleveland for a little bit, but I know he came from Georgia when they won 2 national championships. It's going to be extremely important for Mike Zimmer's defense to bounce back. Because what we saw last Sunday, that ain't it, Zim. That ain't it. We saw a lack of effort. We saw a lack of fight. We didn't even see no fire from anybody. I'm fully expecting for the Dallas Cowboys defense to come out and play with a chip on their shoulder. If not, y'all, it's going to be a long week. But when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, they use heavy personnel. So they use a lot of 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets. They have Isaiah Likely, who I love coming out of Coastal. And they also have Mark Andrews. Even though people say Mark Andrews is kind of old right now coming out of Oklahoma, he is still a very talented tight end. So it's going to be interesting to see. Is them going to use a lot of base 4-3, or is it going to use some nickel packages? Because we'll talk about it here when we get to the film, that Isaiah Likely is more like a wide receiver. So are you going to go with the traditional linebacker? I expect to see a lot more Overshown this Sunday than we saw last week. Now, when it comes to the running game, dun, 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 dun. Right now, they like to run the ball. We know that is the identity of the Baltimore Ravens. They average 168 yards on the ground. They had 185 rushing yards versus Kansas City, and they do it in a variety of different ways. They'll give you some Lamar rushing yards. They'll give you some Derrick Henry, and they also hit you with heels. So, it's going to be very important. I think the Dallas Cowboys defense needs to come out and set the tone and say, listen, bro, y'all are not going to run all over us, right? You're not going to run all over us. We are going to set the tone, because if y'all let them kind of come downhill, and then granted, y'all, we have a lot of defensive tackles out. I mean, Jordan Phillips, he's on IR for a wrist. Mozzie Smith for a back. Right, so our defensive interior isn't looking solid this Sunday, but it's going to be important to say, you know what, I don't give a damn. We are not going to let the Baltimore Ravens run all over. So we got to put 5 in the box, 6, bare fronts, whatever, blitz off the edge. You have to set the tone that there will be no running in Dallas. Not this week. Next week, maybe so. All right. But also when it comes to their offensive line, they have some quality guys out there. Tyler Linderbaum, their center. We all liked him draft season, but they allowed 15 pressures week 1 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's going to be important for that Dallas Cowboys pass rush to be a lot more active. Micah Parsons had some opportunity, right? But you have to earn the right to pass rush. You're not going to be able to pass rush if you can't stop the run. It's going to run the ball down your throat all day, right? Earn the right to pass rush, and when you're able to pass rush, you got to go get Lamar Jackson, but you also got to be smart because he'll take off and dash on you. I'm fully expecting the Cowboys to have a spy on him. Probably should be Overshown. I feel like Overshown's athletic enough. I know they talked about Micah, but Micah's going to be coming off the edge. I give up or try to move Micah around as a chess piece. They're just not going to do it. Now, when it comes to their defense, we know the Baltimore Ravens defense has always been their identity. They stopped the run. They only allowed 49 rushing yards, 7 sacks. They were sack gods last year, and 2 interceptions. So this is what we cannot allow. If you watched our film session this past week, it's what the New Orleans Saints did to us. We can't allow it again this week. The Baltimore Ravens, They rush 4 only 78% of the time with 4-man pressure, right? So they did it 87% versus Kansas City. And they only bring 5-man about 14.9%. So what does that mean, right? The second bullet point behind that, 66% of their coverage is zone. They play 73% zone versus the Raiders. So what they want to do is they want to go out there, they want to rush 4, drop in zone, and just make you take the checkdowns and not get beat over the top. And if you're able to get pressure with 4, like the New Orleans Saints did versus the Cowboys, it's going to be GG's in the chat. Y'all honestly don't see, if they're able to get pressure with 4 and drop back in zone, how do we win this game unless we run the damn ball? Where's the wheels away? I know a lot of people are talking about Braylon Allen and all. Listen, Zeke, Rico, Deuce, we need you this week. We cannot win this game without you 3, right? So you guys have to figure it out. Whatever it is, you have to figure it out, because we are going to need the run game, because you cannot let the Ravens go out there and get pressure with 4 and drop everyone back in zone and play us and have the numbers game. Personnel-wise, Kyle Hamilton, y'all know I loved him draft season, but a bunch of people on Twitter was a bunch of goofies saying he's going to be a bust. Stupid, right? But they'll move him around. They'll play him deep. They'll play some single high, right? So they play a lot of cover 1, cover 3, and cover 6, which is kind of a split field coverage, right? But also their defensive line, we know they've been solid. They also have Kyle Van Noy. So to Kyle, he has on a podcast show with my guy, Big Gerald McCoy. So I told Gerald McCoy, listen, man, I love your show, man, and Kyle's my dog. Sunday, not so much, man. But Kyle has definitely been beasting out there. But the most important keys for the Cowboys this Sunday: stop the run defensively, get pressure, protect Dak Prescott, and spam Lamb. And I feel like the Dallas Cowboys will be able to compete. Now let's go ahead and get into the film session of some of the little nuggets that we need to be careful for when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so on this play right here, it's going to show like the run game, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to come out and they're going to line up. They're going to put Mark Andrews in motion and just a little guard tackle pull, right? So they're going to pull this front side tackle and this backside guard. And what they're really to do with this tackle right here and this guard pulling backside right here is really get them big on small. Big on small. You'll see right here, this guard taking the inside. You have this tackle, left tackle, get on the outside edges right here to take on this corner. And the corner wants no problems of that in Derrick Henry. They want 0 problems. Excuse me, let's go ahead and get out the picture. So salute to my dog, Boss Cowboy. He did a film breakdown on this. Corners, you can't be you got to grow a pair of corners. Carson, Diggs, Jay Lou. Jay Lou's not afraid to tackle, but they get on the outside. It's going to be heavy on the outside. You cannot be afraid and get washed out all the way out into the boundary, because they will run this over and over and over again until we prove we can stop it. In the passing game, what they're going to do, they're going to come out and trips left. They're actually going to motion. I think this is Andrews again, and they're going to go into a doubles. And this is what I was talking about when it comes to Isaiah Likely, right? Isaiah Likely, who is listed right here, is going to come on this crosser. But when it comes to Isaiah Likely, even though he's a tight end, you have to kind of play him like a wide receiver because he's very versatile, right? So you see the Chiefs are able to get pressure. Isaiah Likely on the scramble drill, and Lamar's going to say, you know what? I have big on small. I'm just going to put the ball up, let my guy go and make a play. Isaiah Likely goes, makes a play, catches the ball, hits the right trigger right here. Look at this clean. Whoop. If you play Madden, if you play college football, that's just easing off the turbo button and hitting the analog back. Gotcha. To the end zone. We can't allow that, right? So we are going to have to cover and tackle in space. When it comes to their defense, what we'll see here, right? Same thing that happened to us last week. So we should be very familiar. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. And everyone's going to drop in man coverage right here. Simple, basic defense, right? Because the Raiders are an empty formation, right? So they have no running back in the backfield. They're coming out empty. But even with that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 4, it doesn't matter. The Ravens are able to get pressure on the tackles and close in on Minshew while everything is covered. We cannot allow this, right? So Terrence Steele, You got to wake up, baby. You got to wake up, Terrence. Our offensive line's going to wake up. Cooper Beebe's played solid for the most part. And Tyler Smith has played solid for the most part. But everyone's going to wake up. And on this play right here, once again, is my guy, Kyle Van Noy, going to get pressure with 4. And this time they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even have a running back in the backfield. And this right tackle is going to get whooped. Pressure on Minshew. We cannot allow that, man. So, overall, this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a hard-fought game. But listen, y'all, I will be shocked if our Dallas Cowboys do not go out there and compete on Sunday. I think they will. I think the Cowboys will bounce back and get this win. But it's going to be a lot of blood all over the field. It's going to be a lot of blood everywhere. And I'm going to be in the building cheering on my Cowboys. And I hope you guys are repping too. Don't be scared. No scared energy. We're going to roll up our sleeves, and we're going to get active, man. So it's your boy, J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. If you love film breakdown, if you love having a good, fun, contextual football conversation, you are in the right space. So turn that notification bell so you do not miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and let's man up and get this win, Cowboys Nation. Peace.